has a very, very own sound, wants to bring you back home. Hey everybody, welcome back to Maximum Voice. Today we dive deeper into music theory, and what we are doing is scale step theory. What is meant by that? I showed you last week all the Kirchentonarten, also called the Ionic system, in which we notice Ionic, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian that were built all from the major scale, from the Ionian scale of C. And today we're doing something kind of similar, because we again go through every single note of the scale, of my Ionian scale in C, and we will build chords from that. And in that way, you can have any kind of tonal system, or let's say you have an A major song or an F major song or whatever, and you can check through very quickly which chords are in there, which options are in there, and be very well prepared in a very short amount of time. So let's start again with one Ionian scale. We start at C. That's my material. So I have all the notes on the white keys here. This is for making it a little bit less difficult, because this way it stays a little bit more overseeable, and we don't have to jump to black keys or anything that might confuse. You can do that from any tone you like. So I have my notes, which would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. And with that material, we are gonna build some chords. If you are having trouble understanding how chords are built, or what chords are, or what options are, please feel free. I made several videos about that also in the past. Just pause that video, check it through, and come back here if you have understood it. For everyone else, just follow through right now. We start on C, and we want to use only our white keys. So I have my C, and now I want to have a third on it, which is in this case an E and an G. And if I staple one more third on it, I have a B, which make this a C major 7, which would be on your first step of the scale system. If I go further one note now, we start from D, we just staple again, like thirds just with the white keys. We start with D, we have an F, then the next third from there is an A, and the next third of there is a C, and I end up with D minor 7. And again, we jump up one more step, we start on an E, and we staple the G, the B, and the D. So now my third step is an E minor 7. And there you might start to understand why some steps have a major 7 or a minor 7. As you see, with all the white keys, there's no other chance for me than to get on my first step a major 7. Because if I would have a normal 7, I would already use this black key again, that we don't want to work here. D minor, E minor. Now we come to our fourth step. From F, we build it again, F, A, C, E. That's my fourth step. It's an F major 7 in this case again. And now we come to G, which is our fifth step. And on our fifth step, we always have a chord that's called dominant sept accord. I will show you now, because this time before we had minor 7. So it started with a major 7, so we have a major chord with a big 7, then we had a minor chord with a small 7, second one the same, fourth one major with a big 7, fifth now we have G, B, D, and F, and this is a major chord with a small 7 on it. Has a very, very own sound, wants to bring you back home. So it's farthest away from the C, and it wants to get home. It's nice. If it's resoluting like that, it's like, oof. And that's the idea behind the dominant sept chord. On my next step, A major, A minor, A, C, E is a minor chord, plus the G, minor 7. And in the end, we have one very interesting one. We start at the B. We, again, want to use only the white ones. We have a minor, so a minor 3. And then we have another minor 3. And that sounds already weird. That's a diminished chord, as you learned before. And if I set another key on that, like another third, I have a big 7. Now this isn't anymore just a diminished, but a half diminished chord, because we have small third, big third. If you would have liked to have a full diminished chord, you would have to put it smaller with all minor thirds. But this way, we have a half diminished B. Half diminished is when your chord has this circle with a slash through. It looks like when you get your grades at school and you calculate like all in total what it is kind of grade, like, oh, I have a 2.3, I had a 2.3 in my Abitur, or others have a 0.9. It's the same sign, it looks very similar, and it's called a half diminished chord because it's lacking another minor third. Very interesting. As I say, you can do that on any scale, so it doesn't have to be C. Just imagine I start somewhere else. So I always, and I now say X instead of my note. X major 7, X minor 7, X minor 7, X major 7, X dominant 7s, X minor 7, X half diminished. So you can just start on any key and just fill the X's with the following notes that's inside of your scale, and you have which chords you can use on that structure. Great. So best thing to take away here is, I guess, that this is a system that you can use in all kind of ways. You can also start on a minor, like in an Aeolian scale, and build it from there. This time I use A minor, it's the counter minor from C. And we can just do that, the same thing here. Continue on with the scale, with the chords. And then we have for our minor scales also just like a cheat sheet on which chords and which options you have. So you can be easier within the piece that you want to play and how you want to communicate something to your band or to your fellow musicians, duo partners, or whatever, however you are going to use that. So if you have any other questions, please leave a comment. Also, if you have any other topic you would have liked to be explained, also in jazz music theory, if you are interested in stuff like that, just ask away, leave a comment. I'm very, very happy. Then I would say subscribe, leave a like, help me continue that work. Bye-bye.